Mom? If you can hear the dogs barking out back, I'm really sorry about that, and I'm sorry for the echo in here. This is just the best place to film right now, so. Hi guys, so today's video is going to be products that were very disappointing to me. If these products work for you, that's wonderful, but they did not work for me. I have a bag full of shit right here. Yeah. All right, let's get started. So starting off with primers, I have these Smashbox Photo Finish primers. I do not like these. These all have a very similar effect on my skin. Doesn't matter if it's this one, like any of the blurring ones, or hydrating, doesn't matter which Smashbox primer it is. These ones don't work for me. What they do is when I put them on my skin, it blurs out my pores pretty fine, but as soon as I put makeup on top, it doesn't matter what foundation or how I apply it, it just smears right off. It does not look good at all. And even if I could kind of make my makeup look okay, and even in coverage with these, they did not make my makeup last longer. I just have a lot of pore minimizing, oil controlling primers that make my makeup actually last and do a better job at smoothing than these. I know these are like the most coveted primer probably of all time, but I did not like these. This one's still in the box. I got this one in gratis when I worked at Sephora. There's gonna be a video soon on why I am not at Sephora anymore, but yeah. The next primer that I have is this Stila Stay All Day Prime and Anti-Shine Balm. It's supposed to prime, mattify, and diffuse pores. You can use it over your makeup and under your makeup. This, first of all, it's like a really weird pan primer, but it feels so good. Like, it just feels like silk in between your fingers. It is so soft. But when you put it on the skin, it is really, really thick. And it's also even if you use less product, it kind of builds up and balls up on my skin. But if you use too much, then it looks really, really heavy. Like you could almost like scratch your makeup off. And this has a very similar effect to the Smashbox one. It just does not make my makeup last at all. Makeup is really hard to apply over this, and I mean, I will literally just keep this just to touch it because it is so soft. It's like a weird balm type thing. It's pretty nice to feel, but not to make my makeup look good or last longer or anything else. So this is something that did not work for me. Moving on to other face products, I have this Milani Baked Bronzer. This is in number 4, Glow. This I bought for a photo shoot that I was doing on a client, and it's honestly a nice color for the skin tone of this lady and how it was all working, but I don't like this because, I mean, that's kind of pigmented, but it's usually not that pigmented. It gets really, really patchy. It doesn't blend out well. It's more sparkly than like a sheen. It's not like a glow to your skin. The shade, I can like work with the shade because I can diffuse it. I can make it a little lighter on my skin, but for other reasons such as the formula, the consistency, the coverage, and everything like that, I just do not like this bronzer. I have 2 of these e.l.f. baked blushes. They are fucking beaten up. One is in Peachy Cheeky, and this one is in Passion Pink. I don't like these because they have no pigment at all, and as you can see, I've used a lot of these. I used to use these when I didn't have other blushes to use, but like it kind of just adds like a weird glow to your skin, and once you blend it out, it's like not even there, because you can swatch it pretty decently and whatever, but it doesn't really last very long, and if you try to blend it out, it just does not happen. Swatch is okay, but again, once you blend it out, there's nothing. This one in particular, this one just kind of makes you sparkly. Not even like glowy, just sparkly. I don't like that. Moving on to foundations, I have one that, well, I don't have it with me, but I did want to mention that one in this video. But first, this one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Porcelain Stick Foundation. This does not work at all in any way. I don't like this. I have tried this with beauty oils. I have tried this with a sponge, with a brush. I have tried working in sections on my face. I've tried mixing it with other foundations. You name it, I've done it. This does not work. It does not blend into my skin, and when I can kind of get it to blend, then it almost like wipes off. You can see all my redness, And also around areas that I have more pores, like right here on my forehead and my nose, my chin, it like separates around the pores. Even with a pore filling primer, this does not smooth over. It's really hard to blend out. It is really dry. I don't see this being good for dry skin. I have combination skin, so yeah, I'm not feeling this. It looks really beautiful when I swatched it, and I was really excited about that because it's a nice color for me. It's a really good color selection, and when you blend it out, it kind of blends seamlessly into the skin with good coverage. You can't really see it on camera, but once you apply it to your face, at least for me, it just did not have that effect at all. I did not like this product. I feel bad, like, just keep saying that, like, we get it. That's what the whole video is about, Quinn. The next foundation that I don't actually have on me is the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, I think it's called. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That one, it's gorgeous when you apply it. I mean, when I applied it, and this is another thing that is really, really coveted in the makeup community. It's old, everyone loves it. Some people have been using it every day for years. But for me, when I put it on my skin, I could get it to look beautiful. I could build it up to full coverage. My skin would look smooth and luminous and beautiful. Like, it was gorgeous. But my issue with it is, first of all, it doesn't have a pump, and you have to buy a pump separately if you want it, so that's kind of irritating. But also, it didn't even last a half hour on my skin. I remember getting ready for work. I left a little bit early because I had some errands to run, and by the time I got to work, like a half hour later, there was no makeup on my face. I mean, it was like really broken up. It was smeared off. I felt just heavy and greasy. I did not like how it looked on my skin, which was really sad because I loved how it looked at first. I had never had my skin look that beautiful with a foundation, but it did not last. And I tried different primers. I used it so many times, several different ways. I could not get this to last. And I always powder, I always use primers. I use several different primers for different areas of my face. I could not get that to work for the life of me, and it made me so sad. Oh, I forgot my concealers. I'll be right back. All right, I am really out of breath. I need to get into shape. All I did was go up the stairs, but fuck, dude. I have 3 concealers here, which are all very highly coveted in the makeup community. I have the same issue with all of these. They're only like slightly different formulas, but I have the same problem with all these. I have the Naked Skin Concealer. This one's almost gone. I actually borrowed my sister's for this because she loves this. I don't have it anymore, or maybe it's in my empties, I don't know. This Too Faced Born This Way concealer and the Sephora brand Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. All of these, no. I don't like these because they wore really poorly on my face. Under my eyes, doesn't matter where I put them on my face, but I usually use concealer under my eyes and just a full coverage foundation everywhere else. These got so crepey and dry. I had texture under my eyes. It emphasized lines I didn't even know I had. Also, I like to wear more mattifying foundations because I am combination, and I just hydrate really well on the perimeters of my face, and then I use a matte foundation and powder and stuff in the more oily parts of my face. And so when I use this, in like pairing it with a mattifying foundation, it does not mix well. It doesn't give me good coverage. I feel like I would have to go back several times to get full coverage, and then it would get cakey. So typically I would only put on 1 layer anyways, so it wasn't giving me great coverage. It would still crease. It would still just look bad. These all just had that same issue for me. They're all very hydrating. I think the only difference really for me personally is the consistency of each product, but they're all pretty hydrating, brightening concealers. That's kind of like the whole thing with these. They're supposed to be really natural and skin-like. I do not like any of these for those, actually, but they would just break up my foundation. They would not blend into it. I feel like my sponge would always absorb a lot of product, but then when I tried to use a brush, it just would not blend it out well at all. It would just make it really streaky no matter what brush I used. I tried really hard to love these because I love concealers. If I can find a really good concealer, I'm happy. My favorite is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. That one works really well, and it is natural and radiant and full coverage, but it does work well with matte foundations, and it hides everything, because I don't have a ton to hide, but I do have a lot of redness on my face, and I do have a little bit of dark circles under my eyes. They're hereditary, but yeah, none of these work for me. Not a fan at all. Moving on, I have a couple of eye primers. These are the NYX eyeshadow bases. One is in the shade, what is that? White Pearl, and this one is in Skin Tone. I don't like these colors, and that's a really dumb reason to not like something, but I don't like the colors. The Skin Tone one is way darker and more warm than my skin tone, and the Pearl one is really shimmery, really white. But aside from that, these are really, really sticky, and not in like an adhesive, like my makeup's gonna last kind of way, but in like it creases so fast, and eyeshadows won't blend over it well, and these are really patchy as well in their texture, which I could get over if they performed well otherwise, but I don't know, I don't like these. These did not work for me. Moving on to actual eyeshadows, I have this Makeup Forever Artist Palette. I don't remember which version this is technically called, but it's the neutral one. And first of all, I don't really love this color selection. There's like one matte in here, two mattes, I guess. Maybe? Yeah, most of these are shimmery. I'm not feeling that. They're really pigmented, they are really smooth, but even though I could blend them out well, they did not last. They creased so fast. Again, I'm being repetitive, but I use this so many different ways. I cannot get this to work for me. I think it is nice, but I feel like you could use, there's so many other neutral palettes with the same tones that are even a little bit cheaper with more color selection, and they blend a lot better, they feel a lot better, and they last. So yeah, not a fan of this, but I know a lot of people love these, so I might pass this on to my mother. Getting into lipsticks, I have this really baby size of the Tarte Lip Surgeons lip gloss, and this one is a limited edition one. It's called Magic. I mostly grabbed this for the formula because I don't have any of the other ones I had anymore, but I got this as a gift, which I feel really bad not liking it because it was a gift, so sorry. I don't like this. It's so sticky. It has a little bit of pigment, but it's really weird how it applies because it'll make it more pigmented in some areas and not so pigmented in another. If it were just like a smooth wash of color, I would totally be for that, but then there's also the fact that it's sticky, gives you stringy mouth, all sorts of things like that. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of this. I have a few lip glosses that I really like. The Buxom ones are my absolute favorite formula. I also really enjoy the Bare Minerals one, even though I'm not so much a lip gloss kind of girl myself, but yeah, I just was not a fan of this. The next product is another product from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Rouge Cream Lipstick. This one's in the shade C104. I don't like this formula. This is a gorgeous shade. I love the finish of it, and like it's really pigmented. It has a beautiful finish. It's really smooth. The packaging is great, but this is another thing where I have an issue with it lasting. This was gratis from Sephora, but I could not deal with this. I wore this after I got it in gratis. I wore it to work, and oh my god, I wore it, and I live 10 minutes away from that job, and I was literally like, from when I got in the car to when I got there, I looked in the mirror before I ran in to make sure I looked okay, because I was working at a makeup place. I wanted to look nice, but this was it feathered all over my face. I've used this with a lip liner after that, still no. I don't like lip liners, so I don't really use them, but this did not last even 10 minutes on my mouth. Ugh. I have a kind of mousse lipstick. This one is the Hard Candy Velvet Mousse lipstick. This packaging is really fun, and my dogs are barking. Do you mind? These velvet matte, no, that's not what it's called. What am I saying? Who am I? Where am I? What year is it? This is the Velvet Mousse Matte Lip Color from Hard Candy. This one's in the shade Wisteria. First of all, this packaging is super extra. You're either gonna love that or hate it. I kind of love it because I'm that extra, but it looks like a little coffin for your lipstick. It has a little mirror as well. I just have an issue with, I feel like these have these have been around for a while, but I feel like people didn't really get into them until recently. I feel like I've seen people doing those full face drugstore tutorials using these lip paints. And I mean, the wand is okay. It's super long. It's not curved. It's hard to get around the corners of your lips, but I can work with that. I have a lot of other formulas that I like that I can use with a lip wand like this. But it's really, I don't know if you can see that, but it's super, super patchy. It doesn't dry down fully, which isn't a problem because I mean, I have things like the Black Moon Cosmetics. I love those. And it's actually, the one that I have is actually a similar formula to this. It's a similar color as well. It's more expensive, but you get a lot more product and it works better in my opinion. But this just does not work. I mean, I feel like the lighter colors might be a little bit better, but this I also had the issue of the longevity. It's feathered. It kind of left like pilling on my lips, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. It was pretty obnoxious, but yeah, I did not like these. And the Tarte lip paints are the exact same way on me. They don't last. I remember, I don't have it anymore because I got rid of it, but I remember I bought a dark color, because I always go big or go home and never get a nude. I always get a dark purple or a red, but I got a dark purple. I don't remember what shade it was exactly, but I put it on, and I went to a coffee shop that was right next to Sephora that I bought it at, and it was a literal 1 minute drive. I put it on after I bought it, and in that 1 minute, it was all over my face. I had smears all down my whole life. It was bad. Yeah, had the same issue with this. Not as bad as the Tarte ones, but still pretty bad. But I don't know. I feel like I might wear these in the nude shades where it won't really matter that much if it's feathers, but at the same time, I'm a really like long wearing lip kind of gal, so I don't know that I would like this that much. On to mascaras. I have two that I want to talk about. This one is the Greater Than by MDM Flow. Gorgeous packaging. This is really expensive. I think this is like $27 or something. I don't remember the exact price, but it's a European brand, so you'd have to pay that and shipping to get it to the US. This does nothing. And I wouldn't mind that if it didn't claim to do so much. It claims to lengthen volume to give you like this fucking magical eyelash game, and it does not do that. It is not good. It has this really basic wand, and it just kind of, when you put it on, it just kind of looks like you tinted your eyelashes a little bit darker, but it claims to be like the blackest of black and all sorts of shit. Yeah, it just, when I put this on, I can put coat after coat after coat, and all it does is just get dark. It doesn't lengthen, doesn't give me any volume, doesn't do any of the claims that it says it's going to do, and it's really expensive, so no. The next I'm really sad that I didn't like. This is the Dulce, I don't know how to pronounce this. This is the Punk Volumizer Mascara. I love the wand. It's super extra, just like me. It's fucking huge. This is like the size of the Tarte Shape Tape wand. It's fucking huge. But this says, define lashes, making them thicker and with spectacular lashes. Wow. Short and long bristles are made for separation and lengthening. This is the same deal, claims a lot of shit. Like it's like a dream mascara, but it doesn't do anything. This does a little bit more than the other one, but it doesn't do a lot. I'm really sad I didn't like this because it's beautiful packaging. It's Punk Volumizer, sounds super cool, edgy, whatever, but when I used this, I just was not a fan of that at all. But what can you do? I have other ones that I like, so not a big deal. But I've loved this brand. I've followed them forever, I feel like, and so it just made me really sad not to like their product. Okay, last product. This has been a super fucking long video, I'm sorry. This is the Ardell, I don't remember because I don't have the card anymore, but this is the number 138 black lashes. That reminds me of the Misfits. We are 138. No, I did not like these. I liked the style because I thought they would be like a kind of doll-like look, you know, like I didn't want like natural wispy lashes. Obviously that's not what these are, but these feel super plasticky and the band is so thick. I use the House of Lashes lash glue and that is so good. It's like cement to my eyes, like nothing withstands that lash glue except for these. I don't like them. They, like, I'll hold it on, I'll stick it on until like the lash glue is dry, and then when I let go, it still goes, like pops right off of my eye. These don't stick. I have only tried to wear them like 3 times. A lot more than I would like to admit. But these are just not good, and I'm really sad because I wanted to have like these doll-like eyes, something. I don't know. I don't know what I was wanting, but not a fan. Well, there you guys go. This is my products that I did not like, disappointing products video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will probably be an empties video, but I'm not sure if that'll be up before this. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, see you guys next time. Bye!